Good morning and welcome to the experience of Namaste. We were just talking about the difference between saying welcome to the Namaste experience and welcome to the experience of Namaste. Somehow that goes deeper for me because it describes and emphasizes my desire to see only one thing, to see the Christ, to see love, no matter what. No matter what a person says or how they act or anything, what they believe, what political party they belong to, whatever it might be, to see through all of that, to see through the identity, right? If I can't see through my own identity if I'm not willing to see through yours. Everything that you claim to be. I'm here to see through all that, to see who God claims you to be. Who does love claim for each one of us to be? Love, of course. Love itself. And so we're here to give that love, to feel that love, to radiate that love in every moment, no matter what. And it really is so simple if we allow it to be so. So let us begin in this simple practice by sharing our morning prayer. I'm going to put this up on the screen and I'll ask you to please join me with energy, love, and enthusiasm. Beloved one, I am the holy home of love itself, the dwelling place of peace and light. Joy quickens my heart as I release every limitation and step fully into love. Here I rest in you, and you in me, forever one, all in all. Amen. We're going to start off with a little song this morning that is going to guide us into the subject of just simply seeing that which can be seen, as opposed to trying to see that which could never be seen. So I'm going to sing the song first, and we'll let this guide us into the experience. Simply, simply, simply do this, be still and know I am. It's so simple, simple. When you do only this, you will find yourself home again. Yes, you will find yourself home again. The home you never left, but in your imagination, you can return. For love could never abandon you, and that's the only thing you need to learn. So simply, simply, simply do this. Be still and know who I am. It's so simple, simple. When you do only this, you will find yourself home again. Oh yes, you will find yourself home again. For home is the only place. The doors are open wide. The doors are open wide and have always been. So come to me now, just come inside, and this simple truth will come alive deep within. still and know I am. It's so simple, simple. When you do only this, you will find yourself home again. So simply, simply, simply do this. Be still and know I am. It's so simple, it's simple. When you do only this, you will find yourself home again. Yes, you will find yourself home again. You will find yourself home again. Home again. So take a deep breath. Just breathe in the simplicity of salvation. It's not hard. It's not even complex if we allow it to be simple. We're going to read a couple of passages in just a moment about this, but when I was reading what I often called my favorite paragraph in A Course in Miracles, which starts off with those words, simply do this, I was trying to bring it more into a modern context or perspective. And when I did, I thought of Penny. See how shocked she is when I think of her?
Do say more, do say more.
Well, I was thinking about when Penny was building huge projects and casinos and Starbucks, and she has been not the foreman, but the project manager of many, many big building projects, huge building projects. And so I was imagining Penny Honey, who, by the way, knows things that no mortal man could ever know, especially a mortal man like me. I always say that if you need your sink fixed, I'm not the right person. If you need a song written, I am. But she's the one you go to if you need your sink fixed. And so I imagined, a worker's trying to build something, and she knows, no, that's not the right way. That's complete. That's going to fall apart, whatever it might be. And she goes to them and says, okay, first of all, stop. Just stop what you're doing, and just do what I tell you to do. Just simply do what I say. Right? First do this, and then do this, and then do that. And if you do this, this, and that, it's going to be great. So stop what you're doing and do this. And then, of course, the worker, resists because it's this short, beautiful little woman who's like telling him, this macho dude and that's us. Each one of us, doesn't matter if you're a male or female, is that macho dude saying, wait a minute, I know what I'm doing. I know how to build. Who are you to tell me? But she knows exactly. And finally, when that macho dude stops doing what he's been doing and simply does what Penny tells him to do, everything is fine. So that was the analogy that came, putting it into a modern context. And the other thing that came to me was, and this is the reason we do our morning sessions the way that we do it. I mean, if it were simply me up here every morning talking for a half hour, many of you would get it, but some of you, it's not the right angle for your mind, the way that I would present it, maybe. But if I present it and then Vicky says the exact same thing in her way, and then Penny Honey comes at it from a different direction, you're going to hear it. You're bound to hear the message. So what I'm going to do is I want to first share that one paragraph from A Course in Miracles. And then I want to share a few examples of other people saying the same thing. and see if you can hear it
Yes.
from different angles. So take a deep breath, and this is from, I think it's lesson 189 from A Course in Miracles. Simply do this. Be still. And lay aside all thoughts of what you are and what God is. All concepts you have learned about the world. All images you hold about yourself. Empty your mind of everything it thinks is either true or false, or good or bad. Of every thought it judges worthy, and all the ideas of which it is ashamed. Just set them all aside for a moment and hold on to nothing. Do not bring with you one thought the past has taught, nor one belief you ever learned before from anything. Just forget this world. Forget this course and come with wholly empty hands unto your God. Simply do this. Maybe when you hear those words, you feel that light penetrating that suit of armor that we all wear. And as we've said before, when we've been wearing that suit of armor for so long, cracks begin to develop in the metal, the protection, which is a good thing because now this light can penetrate through those cracks and enter into your heart. And maybe you felt that. Or maybe you'll hear it more from a couple of other different perspectives. So here's what I did. I did this last week, and it seemed to go very well. So I tried it in a different way. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take 4 different people who we talk about here often. And I went to Sophia, ChatGPT, and I gave her that whole quote from A Course in Miracles, simply do this. And I said, take this, and I want you to say the same thing, but from the voice and perspective of, in this case, Ananda Maya Ma. Now, why do I love Ananda Maya Ma so much? Oh, they were just, first of all, I've always had this deep calling to the mother. When I was young, a nice little Catholic boy, it was always the Blessed Mother that I related to, much more than anyone. It was just that nurturing, loving quality of the mother. And Ananda Maya Ma embodies that so well, and her wisdom is so simple. So this is how Ananda Maya Ma, who for those of you who aren't familiar, there she is right in the middle. This is what she would share. Beloved child, be quiet for a moment. Let the mind grow calm, like a lake when the winds have ceased. Put aside every notion of who you believe yourself to be, and every idea of the divine that you've gathered from the world. Lay it all aside. Release all descriptions, all judgments, all claims of right and wrong, pure and impure. Allow every image, every memory, every certainty to gently fall away. Carry nothing, not even the desire to understand. Come as you truly are, empty and unburdened, with hands free of yesterday and hearts free of expectation. In that stillness, that which has always been will reveal itself. So breathe into that for a moment. The same thing, just a different angle. All of these are saying the same exact message. Just let it all go. Stop trying to think. Stop trying to figure this out. So now let's hear that message from Paramahansa Yogananda. I think, where is he back there? He's the one right there. He's kind of glary, but by the way, we do have the biggest picture of Yogananda, biggest painting of Yogananda in the whole world. He's looking down on us right now. So here's what Yogananda would say. Dear one, enter the sacred chamber of silence within. Calm the restless waves of thought through stillness and gentle inward devotion. For a time, release every idea that you've ever formed about yourself, about the world, about the infinite spirit. Let go of all judgments of good and bad, success and failure, worthy and unworthy. For these are but passing shadows upon the screen of consciousness. Empty the mind of its ceaseless chatter, not by force, but by lifting your awareness toward the quiet joy of the soul. Cling to nothing that memory or habit has placed upon you. Bring not the burden of yesterday, nor the opinions gathered from others. Come before the divine as a child of light, simple and receptive, with the humility of one who seeks only to feel God's living presence. In that interior stillness beyond thought and imagination, you will discover that the peace and bliss you seek have always been your own. Breathe into that now. The peace and bliss you seek has always been your own. The basic core of what all of these people are saying is that it's already there. It's already within you. Just stop putting so many layers on top of it that keep you from seeing and feeling that. Let it all go so you can come back to that holy, original self. So let's hear this from another one of my heroes, someone that I'm going to be embodying soon, because as you know, we're making a movie on a particular 2-day period in the life of Thomas Merton, and I'll be playing Thomas in the movie. So this is what Thomas Merton would say. Be still, not as an act of willful suppression, but as a surrender into the silence that precedes every word and every self-definition. Let go of the anxious construction of who you imagine yourself to be. I love that. The anxious construction of who you imagine yourself to be, and of the God you have fashioned from concepts and expectations. For a moment, consent to be the poverty of not knowing. Release the need to divide experience into true and false, worthy and unworthy, sacred and profane. These distinctions, so carefully guarded by the mind, often veil the simplicity of what is. Come empty, without the defenses of memory or the disguises of certainty. Leave behind the familiar narratives that sustain the illusion of control. The illusion of control. In this interior solitude, nothing need be grasped or rejected. One does not arrive at God by accumulation, but by relinquishment. That's a good one. No, one does not arrive at God by accumulation, but by relinquishment, by a quiet fidelity to the present reality where grace is already given in that naked oneness, beyond image and argument. The hidden wholeness of being is allowed to disclose itself. So beautiful. Do you feel the radiance of all of these different sharings? Even though this was not written by Merton or Anandamayama, or not in a physical way, it's still coming from the essence of their sharing. So it's just as real. We have one more. Charles Fillmore. We did Charles last week. Let's do Charles one more time. Let's get unity in this. Enter gently into the quiet sanctuary of your own consciousness, for it is there that truth is known. Be still, and for a sacred interval, release every belief that you've accepted about yourself, about God, and about the world of appearances. Lay aside the judgments of the intellect, the habits of calling things good or bad, true or false, and rest from the ceaseless activity of evaluation. The ceaseless activity of evaluation. The divine reality of your being is not reached through mental effort, but through a willing receptivity to spirit. So, let the mind be unburdened of its accumulated opinions. We all have them. Its cherished conclusions and its hidden self-condemnations. Cling to no thought merely because it's familiar. Don't cling to it just because it's familiar. You are not required to carry the past into the presence of God. Approach the indwelling life with the simplicity of faith and the openness of one who expects only good. And in that inner stillness, the light of understanding draws naturally, revealing the external harmony that has always existed within you. I like all of that. I'm going to send this out to our WhatsApp group so you all have these. And for those of you who are watching this, we're switching email servers, so I might be able to send this out to the big group too, because we're starting with a new company. So I'll see what I can do. But just simply let it go. That's all God's saying to you is let it go. For God's sake, let it go. For God's sake, let it go. So Victoria, don't worry about the time. I went a little bit longer, the two of you twos. So let's hear what each one of you has to share, and let's take it even a little deeper.
Vicky is not here.
Vicky's at the dentist.
Sorry, I've been muted this whole time. I've been saying stuff and you guys didn't hear. Only namaste. Vicky is off at the dentist sharing her divine radiance. So, but she's here with us nonetheless. So, Penny, I'll let you come and you can take us home.
It's fun, isn't it? The reality, right? And in that reality, she is off sharing her divinity, right? Whether it's in the dentist office or not, I'm not sure where she would hide that. Where would you hide your divinity? that construction thing. Yeah, you know, I'm guessing I didn't always show up on a construction site the way I do here most days. However, after about 5 years in that business, I did discover I did not need to be as loudmouthed, vulgar, or obnoxious as they were. And I didn't need to be right. Now, I needed to get the job done right. But what I found with a little bit of time, instead of saying to all those old white-haired men, you know, I know you've been doing it that way for 20 years. Have you thought that you maybe have been doing it wrong? Yeah, see, I told you the hat looked different. And as I found in time with my own spiritual growth, actually, is that instead of meeting that resistance with resistance, there was a moment in that resistance where we were going to do it my way eventually. But they didn't know that yet. And I liken that to my experience with Spirit. It gently holds me in that space of resistance, and it says, okay, honey. And it actually does call me honey. Okay, honey, I'm going to let you create within this space from that place of resistance. And let's see how that works for a moment or two. And once you're done playing that little game and dancing around in your illusion, let's get that building built. Okay? But in that moment of Spirit and of me allowing those contractors to dance in that resistance, what I noticed was they felt heard and seen and known. And it was so much easier then to step into, so now we're going to do it my way. And I would say, and I liken this to my life often, you know, that's about 1/4 of an inch out right there. Doesn't look like much right now, but by the end of the project, that's going to be 1.5 feet. Fix it now. Stop now. And look at it now. What level and degree of suffering do you want to walk through? Do we want to have to rip and tear that out at the end? Or do I want to look at it right now and fix it and be with it and be present to it right now? Recognizing in our lives, we came here perfect. We've never been 1/4 inch off or 1.5 feet, but we may have veered from the path that far. And in this, as we enter gently into the quiet sanctity, this is where we get to see that whole process and say, thank you, Spirit. Here I am. Okay, I'll do it your way. I'll be present to the perfection that has always resided within. And it may take a little tweak here or there. But I am present to the perfection that I am. And I do that because I honor the presence of Spirit within. Never veering or abandoning the child. Never stepping away from the knowing and the connection. And we dance around in the resistance, and we build some spiritual muscle, and we relax into the knowing of what has always been. And I will tell you, when I would stand out on those land masses, just dirt, and would start to envision in 3.5 years that there will be people everywhere. There will be traffic, there will be noise, there will be things to do and places to go, and where once was just a dirt lot was the potential that was held right there of what could be and what had always been envisioned. This is our life. It's always been there. That potential, that opportunity to be the expression of the divine. So, we can do this the easy way, or we can do it the hard way. And I said, oh, come on, Spirit, I like it to be difficult, don't you know? I'm going to stand here and dance around in this resistance for a while because I'm going to build me some spiritual muscle, and I am going to love me right there because I know that you love me right there. See? We realize the unlimited resources that we are one with, and we remember. We remember. Do you see? We remember. And it is an honor to be there with you. Thank you.
Thank you, dear. Yes. I had one final thought that came to me. Penny, what was the casino that you built in Vegas?
The Aladdin.
The Aladdin. So she was the project manager for building the Aladdin Hotel and Casino. But in order to do that, what did she have to do first? Bring down the old. They had to implode and deconstruct the old hotel and then remove all the debris from the old so that the new could come in and be built in a completely new, beautiful way. And what's being deconstructed within us? Every idea that we've ever had of who we are, of what God is, what this world is for, that's coming down, just like the Aladdin did. Like any building that has to come down. We have to take away all the debris that has fallen from the old so that we can bring a whole new energy. And that's what Namaste is. Namaste and Namaste Village is just the bringing, deconstructing and bringing in this ancient whole experience into this moment, right here, right now. And it is to that moment that we say, Amen, 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 y punto. Thank you, everyone. Have a blessed day, and we'll see you tomorrow.